feels like the first time. Throw away all my pride. Don't wanna say I love you first, but holding it in just might make me burst. Love in the open, daydreaming, hoping, melting in our make-believe new worlds. Whispering winds bring the remembrance that you're my girl. No shame, no games. I wanna fall in love, fall in love. I'll be a savage, I'll be your baddest bitch. Or do you like sweet caramel honey dipped? I'm yours till the beat flips. Don't let it slip. Give up my power. Yes, afraid to lose each other. Counting the hours till I see you again. Could you be life, lover, and best friend? Waiting for text back, wondering where you at, or who could you be with? No, I'm not possessive, but you're mine. Okay, I'ma let you live, no shame, no shame, no game. I wanna fall in love, vulnerable in love. Do you want classy? Do you want nasty, babe? I'll give you options. I'll be your perfect day. I'm yours till the night fades. Whoa, don't let it fade. No
Mic test, mic test.
shame.
Mic test. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Today's stream. My name is the boss, and today we are trying out Shopify theme development for the first time, and I've decided to take a look at it myself because I've been hearing stories lately that it has been difficult to many of the members of this community, and I'd like to be helpful myself. And therefore we are back here. We are doing it ourselves. Now I don't know how it works personally because I let everyone or my employees do the job for me. But this time I'd like to be transparent. I'd like our community or the team to be transparent how it works, and therefore I'll be doing it myself. Now there are a couple of topics that I'd like to discuss. First of all, I'd like to check with my team if the live stream is working. Can anyone confirm that I can't be heard? I've seen a new chat, first chat in fact, from Aaron Saklani. Can you tell me the best free and paid theme for Shopify? That's a great question, but first of all, let me just talk to my team if we can confirm that the live stream is working before we proceed, okay? So just give me a few minutes to confirm that with my team. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Twitch. Looks like it is working. So that is great. That is a good start. Okay, so to answer your question, Aaron, correct me if I mispronounced it. The best free and theme, A paid theme for Shopify, I would say, is Dawn. At the same time, I think it's called Spring. So to me, that too is one of the great starters for Shopify online store development, because my team have developed amazing amazing online store with those Shopify themes. In order to have a good online store, you have to customize it in a way that represent your brand. Obviously, you can't just use a Shopify theme on its own and out of the box. You have to customize it and make changes in a way to represent your brand. Thank you for the question, Aaron. I hope that answers your question. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start this live stream once and for all. But if you do have more questions, feel free to share them in the chat. At the moment, I am doing this myself because Chris, he's currently on the field work, and I decided him to. I asked him to do the field work for the meantime, so he'll be back this week. Next question for the customization part, what we have to learn. That's a great another question from Aaron. So to answer that, to customize a Shopify theme, you would need to learn not only Shopify theme development, but also liquid template programming or liquid template. You know, the liquid template programming of Shopify. So you can look it up on Google, or you can go to shopify.dev. I'm not sure if I'm right with that. It has been a while since the last time I worked with Shopify theme, but you can always check shopify.dev and go to the liquid section, and that is the best documentation for Shopify theme development. And for the courses, obviously, you can check out weeklyhow.com. That is a shameless promotion right there. And you can take one of our courses prepared by my team. And you can also check out Udemy. We do have Udemy courses that can help you develop Shopify themes. Okay? That's udemy.com/weeklyhow. Though the URL could be incorrect. If you'd like me to put it in the chat, I'd gladly do so. But thank you for the great question, Aaron. I am seeing that, or I've heard in the past, around last week when I got back to Paris, I've heard that there was a couple of messages from Twitch that Chris have missed. So I'd like to make a shout out to those members who joined or followed us on Twitch. I apologize on behalf of Chris for missing those messages. Another question, can you tell me the website from where we can learn Shopify Liquid and theme customization? You are here at WeeklyHow. You can go to weeklyhow.com. That is weeklyhow.com/courses. I'll gladly put it in the chat if that can help you, Aaron, Mr. Aaron. That is https weeklyhow.com/. That is it. Okay. Thank you so much for the great question. We are starting it with a good vibe. Is that how you get kids say it these days? Not sure. Okay, so I have already announced on Twitch, not Twitch, but on Discord, that we have started a live. Okay, okay. What about on Twitch? I believe we have also started a live there. I do hope that it is working. Started a live there. I do hope that it is working. There you go. I believe it is working. So I want to say hi to the Twitch viewers. If you are there, say hi. Don't hesitate to say hi. Hello, hello. How is everyone doing? Oh, by the way, the reason why I'm here, and that is because I don't know if any of you can read the title of this live stream, but I will be trying out Shopify theme development myself. So if this is also your first time doing Shopify theme development, you are in for a good treatment because we'll be doing everything together. Okay? So sit back, relax, grab a coffee or a tea if that is something that you are craving of. And also a popcorn that would help. We'll do everything together this live, okay? Okay. Okay. But before we continue, I'd like to see if I could take this off the chat. A great question from Noah. Will you record this? Technically, this is recorded. So if you're watching this, this is going to be saved on our YouTube channel. Therefore, you can watch this later on. Okay? And thank you for the compliment, Noah. That is such a good compliment. Thank you so much. That is me. Okay, let's do this. Where is my chat on Twitch? Is there any way I can pop this out? Maybe I could. Let's do this like so. And I'm putting it right here. Let's do it like this. Divided by 3, like that. This probably won't make sense to some of you, but I am trying to divide my monitor like that. Okay, that works for me. So now we have set up the chat for YouTube, the chat for Twitch, and my software for changing scenes. Okay. So the reason why I'm doing that is because previously Chris mentioned that he missed a couple of chats from Twitch, and I don't want that to happen ever again. Okay, and that is also one of the reasons why I want to do this myself, so that later on I could guide him better how to do this. Okay, great. Another great question from Aaron. For your paid courses on Liquid and theme customization, do we need prior knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? I would say that it is necessary that you know those. Obviously, Shopify theme development is under web development. Therefore, you need to know what is HTML, what is CSS, and what is JavaScript, especially JavaScript and CSS. Okay, you can get away with it if you just know the basics of HTML. But knowing a lot of topics about CSS, designing, web design, as well as the basics of JavaScript or even advanced JavaScript would definitely help you be a successful Shopify theme developer. Okay? Good. So, it's good to start from there. Okay? learn how to create a website using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Then once you understood how web development works, you'll be able to easily transition from web development, basic web development, to liquid development and e-commerce development. Okay? To be fair, there are so many, I would say, things that you need to know first before going with Shopify development. You need to understand how Shopify works, their ecosystem, their platform itself. You need to know how to deal with products, collections, and so on. That way you'll be more comfortable working with Shopify themes. Okay? Because you'll be dealing with objects, with tags, with filters. So under those, we're talking about products, collections, looping through articles, looping through collections of products, and so on. But still, it's a good start to know what is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, thank you so much for the questions. Noah and Aaron, you two are a good member of this community. Thank you so much for helping me start this discussion with a fresh breath. Not sure if that makes sense, but you know where I'm going with that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to discuss a few things that I've written here on my note, because that's what we do. We take notes, okay? So the first topic that I'd like to discuss is why Chris is on the fieldwork. So the reason why he's not here, and I mentioned it a couple times already, and that is because I want to do this live stream, quote unquote, myself. Therefore, I'll be able to help him, guide him how to do this. Okay? This is also my first time, to be fair, but I am more experienced when it comes to dealing with technology. Okay, the second topic that we are going to discuss is the community. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached 9,000 subscribers here on WeeklyHow. So I would like to congratulate every single one of you, including myself, for reaching this milestone. Do we have a music that we can play for this milestone? I believe that we can play something happy. Okay, okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. I don't vibe with it. I'm so sorry. I don't vibe with that. Forget the music. Forget the music. Yeah. From Aaron, once again, thank you, sir. I will follow what you just said. My last question is choosing front end and Shopify developer, which is best and why are they different? That is a good question from Aaron. Thank you so much. Well, technically, Shopify theme development is a front end development because you're not dealing with back end, you're not building an API, you're not building anything, okay, on the back end. Your back end is already Shopify's API. But if you're asking whether to choose front end development and Shopify theme development, then I would say go with front end development first. Yes, because that will upskill you. Okay, that will upskill you to an extreme degree, and that will help you easily understand what is Shopify development, what is Shopify theme development. Because with front end development, you'll understand how to build an API. Not an API, I apologize. That is front end that we're talking about. I'm more talking about you'll be able to learn what is frameworks of JavaScript. It's been a while since I did JavaScript myself. Um, yes, front end development is a good start before Shopify development. Because with Shopify theme development, you only have Liquid, and that's the only important part of Shopify theme development. Whereas with front end development, you learn more than web design or creating a web app. Okay? You learn about states, you learn about JavaScript. Okay? Which is the core of a web application, which is the core of a website for the most part. Yeah. Whereas with Shopify theme development, the core is Liquid, and the only thing that you need to know there is how to use an object, how to use tags and filters to get what you want to display. Okay. Like, for example, you want to display a list of product titles. How can you do that? From what I can remember, you can use tags to loop through a collection of products. And for each products in the collection, you display the title. That is it. Pretty straightforward if you know Liquid. Whereas with front-end development, you need to know more than that. Okay? You need to learn how to use the libraries that you want to use. You need to learn how to manage your states. And so on. They're very different. Okay? They are very different. I think the similarities, the only similar between these two, front end and Shopify theme development, is the result of what you are building. You can build the same thing with front end development and Shopify theme development. But the difference is how difficult it is to build that result that you want. If you want an online store that display a collection of products, maybe you can do that with just Liquid. Okay, with building a Shopify theme. You can build that in just one template. Whereas with front-end development, you might need to deal with routings. You might need to deal with libraries because you're building a web app from scratch most of the time. Whereas with Shopify theme development, it's mostly built for you. So you just need to learn Liquid. But the reason why I picked front-end development more than Shopify theme development is that you get to understand how website works or how web application works. It'll help you. It will help you shape into a better software engineer or front-end developer. Okay? Whereas with Shopify theme development, it will only help you shape yourself to become a better Shopify developer, specifically Shopify theme developer. Okay? That is the only similarities and differences between these two. That being said, which one should you pick? Front-end development. That is it. I just care for you, not only as a viewer, but also as a developer who wants to become a better developer, if you want to become a better Shopify developer, you need to experience front-end development before Shopify development. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that is helpful. If it is helpful, I would love to get likes from the viewers. That would be appreciated. You kids call it likes now, right? I'm not sure if I am. I'm not sure if I got it right. To be fair, I'm already 35 years old, and I haven't touched any computers in a while. For increasing page speed of Shopify website, what can we do, because all the code is done by other developer who built theme? Another great question from Aaron. Well, to increase or to reduce the loading time of a page or an online store, all you need to do is to optimize certain parts of your Shopify theme. That can be from what is the word again? I forgot. Minifying, yeah. Can be done by minifying certain files of your Shopify theme. That can be JavaScript file, or that can be a CSS file. One way is to minify that from, removing white spaces, from making sure that it's compressed, to compiling a bunch of CSS files into one. To some degree, that can help, but it depends on certain situation, because say for example, we do have a template file that uses 4 CSS files, and we have a template file that uses 1 CSS file. If you combine all those 5 now into one, not only that will make the website or the CSS file heavier, but that also, yes, in a way, you'll be able to use whatever is in that CSS file everywhere you want. Because what if you use that CSS file directly in the theme that liquid, right? So that means you'll be able to use that in any template file. But there are times where you only need 1 CSS file for a template, or you need 5 CSS file for a template. If that is a case, then you need to identify those, okay? You need to checklist them, okay? So if a template file have 5 CSS files being used, compile them into one, try to minify them, compress them. There are a couple of tools online that you can use to minify a CSS file or a JavaScript file. And I'm sure you can find that online without me saying the website, because that's promotion right there. We need to get paid. Yeah. So that is one of the things that you need to do to help you increase the website speed, okay? Minify the CSS, minify the JavaScript file, identify those files, where they are, how many requests is being performed per web page. You can also use your browser to identify those. Okay, you can use, I believe, what do you call that these days? So we have the console or developers window, and you'll find the network tab on a browser. And for each, whenever you reload the page, it lists all of the files that were loaded. Okay. So if a page loaded 50 or 70 requests, that can be to some degree heavy. Okay, especially if those files that or if those requests were beyond megabyte or so. So the first thing you need to do is to identify those. Check what is the big problem. Why is it taking so much time to load? Most of the time, the biggest asset that the biggest assets that are taking so much time to load are the images, especially if that is a playable image or a video, because there are online stores with video playback, correct? So that can be one of the factors why a website is taking so much time to load. In that case, there are tools online that you can use to compress those assets. Minify an image, minify a JPEG file, a PNG file, an MP4 file. My advice is to no longer use JPEG, is to no longer use PNG file, but rather to use WebP. That the extension, the file extension WEBP, because not only that saves size, because I believe from what I can remember in the past, if you use WebP, it's very comparable to a PNG file. It can be transparent without taking so much space. A PNG file can be 1 megabyte. With the same quality of that image, you can have a WebP image that is only 4 kilobytes. That is only a byte. So that is something that I would say gonna help. Stop using PNG and JPEG, use WebP. I think that reducing image size may also good for increasing. Yes, that's what I said. What is the image type good? What is the image type good for a logo? SVG or PNG? SVG 100%. Not only that is a vector image, not only that is customizable with CSS, but that's also it's very flexible. That's what I'm about to say. So 100% go with SVG if you can. From Noah, did you hear about the open source alternative of Shopify? Oh, do tell me about it. I'm interested. I haven't heard it myself, but maybe Chris have heard of it. I haven't asked him about that. Maybe I can contact him. Where is my contacts? What is it doing? Whatever. He is not answering my calls. I'm gonna fire him soon. Did you hear about this? I've read that it's called Medusa JS, an open source alternative of Shopify, a JavaScript framework, a JavaScript library. That is interesting. So let's check that out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Noah, for sharing that. Maybe that is something that we can work with. Medusa, Medusa JS. Okay. Medusa is a commerce platform. Okay. I'm just gonna cover myself in the meantime. A commerce platform with built-in framework for customization. The most popular open source platform for commerce. Okay. Okay, what is something that beats Shopify? What do you think? What is the feature you think beats Shopify? If we compare Medusa versus Shopify, what do you think beats them? Okay, we can take a look at it. So cart module, you can create a unique checkout experience, which is quite similar to the checkout experience that has been released by Shopify. Customer module, serve all customer types from B2C to B2B. Payment module, okay. Okay, so you can create your own payment flows from ERP based to installments, subscription perhaps, merchandising, okay. Promotion module, easily set up advanced conditional. Right, okay. Can create bundle discounts, free shipping, which is, I believe, Shopify can do as well. Order management, notification module, which is coming soon. Okay, okay. Regional pricing, let your store sell globally with local payment and shipping options. Currencies, taxes, and more open up for sales in new region within minutes. Right. So that means that prices can change depending on the geographical location. Excuse me. Is that it? I think that's how it works. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I am getting some water. That is correct. Okay. Okay. So that I was right. Okay. So that is great. That is great. I don't think that Shopify. I don't think Shopify can do that at the moment, at least from what I can remember. But if Medusa can do that, yeah, because you need to, I believe you need to use a Shopify app in order to do that. But if that's the case, if this is an open source on its own and you'll be able to do such thing, then that is very impressive already. That is impressive. Order management system. e-commerce marketplaces. Okay. And it's very close to the look of Shopify, which is already quite ironic in a way. When did this started? When did when did they release this? That is interesting. Okay, let's take a look at their GitHub repo. So it was built 3 years ago. Okay, I like this. I like this. Maybe this is something that I could ask Chris to take a look at. Thank you, Noah, for sharing this with me, for sharing this to us. If any of you would like to check this out and try it yourself, other than Noah, I'm pretty sure you have tried this yourself. It's Medusa.js. It's a great tool. That is my review of it. I would say it is going to be a good JavaScript library for building an e-commerce online store. But they don't identify themselves as a JavaScript framework, but more like a module. That is interesting. Thank you so much. You have another one open source. Do tell. Do tell. We love sharing here. And maybe I can ask Chris to make a video about this and I will shout your name out, or I will ask him to mention you for that video. Because this is a great quality of sharing. And we appreciate that. So thank you so much, Noah. Okay, we are going to move on quickly because the whole point of this live stream is for me to try Shopify theme development myself. So what we're going to do is we are going to start using VS Code. So if any of you who is new to Shopify theme development, you can raise your hand. Kids, young ones, adult ones, raise your hand and we'll see who is new as well. Because I haven't touched this myself, but we are doing it live. Okay. So let's proceed to intermission. We are doing it live, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Alrighty, all right. Let's open VS Code. What is the IDE that you guys prefer when developing Shopify apps or themes? Let's open a new window. Just like that. There you go. So to create, I do have a few notes here that I am reading and writing at the moment. To create a new Shopify theme, you would need to have Node.js. You would need to have Node.js. That is it. So if you have not installed Node.js, then you would need to go to Node. Is that the website? Node.js. You would need to go to Node.js and download Node.js here. Okay, but I believe I do have Node.js already, and the long term or the LTS version is, I believe, 20.13.1. If you guys can see that, it's 20.13.1, and not sure what is the version that is installed here, but we can take a look at it using terminal. So if we type node-v, we do have version 20.10, which is not a big problem because in Shopify, if we go to shopify.dev and proceed to the themes getting started, in the requirements, developer tools, CLI, overview, the requirements, I can't seem to find the requirements. CI/CD is not it. This is not it. This is not it. Shopify 3.0. Getting started. They have not mentioned any node version. Install Shopify CLI. There you go. So the requirements are the following. You need Node.js with version 18.16. So since my version is 20.10, that is no problem. That means I can use Shopify CLI. We also need to have a Git, okay? So you can go to git scm.com/downloads and download the latest source release. And once you have that, you should be able to install Shopify CLI using the following command: npm install globally at Shopify CLI. Okay, that's how you install Shopify CLI. So let's check a Git version. So my version is 2.43, which is not a big deal. I have 2.43, 2.28, no problem. That should still work. Okay? So now we can install Shopify CLI. How can we install Shopify CLI? According to the documentation, we can do that by using npm install -g at Shopify/CLI. That is how to install it. So let's do that. Okay, kids? Let's do that. So npm install, but just to be clear, I believe I do have a Shopify CLI already installed. So if I type Shopify version, it does not work. Therefore, it's probably not installed. So let's do npm install -g at Shopify/CLI. You can always double check if you have typed it correctly. npm install -g at Shopify/CLI. So if we install that, that should do something. This is great. This is great. We are off to a good start. Great questions, by the way. Great questions, great viewers. Shout out to every single one of you who is currently here. Okay, so there it is. It has been installed and it is asking me to upgrade to a better version of npm. You can do that, but I can also ignore that, which is fine for the most of the time. So let's clear the terminal and finally we should be able to use Shopify version. It is not working, and that is because probably it is not digitally signed. Okay, you cannot run this on the current system. So probably what we can do is to set execution policy, which we don't have to do. Okay, we don't have to do it, and that is because we can just switch from PowerShell to command prompt. Here we should be able to do Shopify version. There you go. Now it's working. Rene, hi. What's up? What's up? We are great. We are doing amazing here. By the way, Chris is not here at the moment. I asked him to do a field work, and the reason why I'm here, and that is because I want to do the Shopify theme development myself. Because I'm hearing stories that it has been unorganized. The live streaming of the community of my team has not been reaching the quality that I expect them to be. And that's why I want to do it myself so that we can, as a team, organize a better structured live stream. Okay? How are you doing? How is everyone doing at this point? While you can answer that question, while you're answering that question, you can see that the current Shopify CLI version is 3.60.1, and therefore we can now start building a Shopify theme. From Rene, nice. Thank you for this. I've been learning Shopify for 2 months now. That is great. First of all, that is great. Congratulations for being a Shopify developer for 2 months now. We are so proud of you as a community. And we are here to welcome you with open arms. And hopefully you stayed with us and become a better Shopify developer. Okay? For more than 2 months. More than 2 months. We can be developers for more than that. Okay? So welcome. We are happy to see you. We're happy to hear from you. So if you have any questions, if there's something in your head, in your mind that you'd like to express or share with us, you are open, you are allowed to do that. Of course, there are rules that you need to follow, but we are open for suggestions, criticisms, questions, or anything that is fun. Okay? So while we are in that topic, we can finally start building a new Shopify theme. How can we do that? There are a couple of things that you can do with Shopify CLI. And as a newbie, as someone who has not touched Shopify CLI for many, many years, what I can do is to use the Shopify command, and probably there is a command help. Once I do that, we are presented with a couple of topics and commands. We have the app for building Shopify apps. We have auth for, I guess, authentication. We have config for disabling certain configurations like autocorrect. We have Hydrogen for building Hydrogen headless e-commerce storefronts. We have theme for Shopify theme development, which is what we will be using in this live. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, the commands. We do have the commands command that will list all the commands, just like I believe what we have done right now. We do have the help, which what I used. We have the search to search Shopify.dev. Okay, that is interesting because once you search, I believe my guess is that'll open the documentation. We have the upgrade to upgrade the Shopify CLI. I believe my Shopify version is already up to date, so there's no need to upgrade it. Okay, but usually when you are out of date, when you run the Shopify version command, there is usually a message underneath of this that, hey, there is a new version for Shopify CLI. And what you can do is to use the command upgrade. So Shopify upgrade to upgrade the current version of your Shopify CLI. Okay, that's just how easy it is to upgrade from one version to another using Shopify CLI. That's something that you can learn just from us, WeeklyHow. So don't hesitate to like this live stream and subscribe if you have not yet. We love new members coming. Okay, so there we go. Now we know what to do next. We can use the topic theme and take a look at what is inside of this topic. So we can do Shopify theme help, and we'll find an error. So apparently there is no such thing. And that is my bad. My bad. I did not know that there's no such thing. But what if we run the commands? Maybe there is a reason why help is presented and commands are presented. So let's do cancel and do Shopify commands. Therefore, there you go. Now we are presented with a bunch of commands related to Shopify theme topic. Okay? So we have the check, we have the console, we have the delete, we have the dev, we have the info, we have the init, language server, the list, open, and so on. Okay? So what is the command you think we need to use in order to create a new Shopify theme? Is there anyone? Do any of you know what is the command we need to use in order to create a new Shopify theme? Farhan, hi. Welcome to the live stream. The boss, here I am. Learning Shopify theme development myself. I am great. I am doing great. It's a bit hot today with this outfit. Though we are great. We are great. How are you doing? How are you? How is everyone? Can we get a like? Can we get a like? Can we get a love? Okay. So, if any of you don't know what is the command that we need to use to create a Shopify theme, the answer is Shopify theme init. Okay, that is the command that we need to use to create a new Shopify theme. So if you take a look, it says clones a Git repository to use as starting point for building a new theme. Now notice that it says clones a Git repository. That is the reason why we need to install Git before using Shopify CLI, because most of the stuff that you can do with Shopify CLI, you're basically cloning a boilerplate from Shopify's GitHub account. Whenever you start a new Shopify app, whenever you start a Hydrogen app, a storefront app, a Shopify theme, you clone a boilerplate from Shopify's GitHub account. And that is why you need Git. You see, this is perfect because what if you have your own boilerplate that you have set up in the past? It's going to be much easier for developers to start a Shopify app or Shopify theme. Because there is a flag I believe that you can use with Shopify theme init command, and that is the URL. Not sure if I said that correctly. I'm not sure if that is correct, but I believe there is a flag that you can use. So a great question from Farhan. Should we use a starter theme or done theme to create a new theme? That is a great question, first of all. Well, to answer your question, we have to go all the way back. No, you need to create your own starter. At least that's what we've been doing since. Okay? If you have taken our Shopify theme development course, we do have our own Elizabeth starter theme. Because the reason why you need to have your own starter theme, and that is because Dawn itself is a very complicated theme to start with. Why? Because there are a bunch of files that won't make sense for new developers, for new Shopify theme developers. Let me give you an example. An example is the product template. Product template consists of many components. Many components. One is the drop down, the variants. Two, the price, and many more, I would say. Okay? For price, it's a component that is complicated because it is dynamic. It changes. It changes from different variants. Okay? It does not display a single price. It changes depending on which variant is selected. That is why you need to learn JavaScript, like I mentioned at the very beginning of this live stream. Because think about it. If you have the variant component, the variant selector component, you have developed that using JavaScript. And whenever there is an event change, let's say you have developed a component with an event listener on change, whenever that is triggered, you change the URL of the page and you assigned a variable, right? And for each change, you change the variable. Let's call the variable product ID. Okay? And the value of this variable changes depending on the variant that is selected. Whenever that is updated, that variable, you change the price. To get the right price, you call an API. Okay? You can do that, but I believe there is already a Shopify object that you can use to get the current products. Okay? The current products information or data. But that's just an example that I'm trying to say. Is that using Dawn as a starter theme for developing a Shopify theme is troublesome compared to building your own starter theme. Because that can lead to confusion. Because you haven't wrote the Shopify theme yourself. This is what I'm trying to say. If you have your own starter theme, you're more comfortable with using it. If you clone that, doesn't matter how long you've used that, you still know what is that starter theme, how to use it, what to change, what to customize, what to add, what to delete. Because that's yours. You know how to customize it. with done, probably you can customize it to however you want, but you need to understand it. You need to learn everything from that theme, which is very, very unlikely, very, very difficult because there are so many files in the Shopify theme. We are talking about the templates, we're talking about the snippet files, we are talking about config files, we're talking about the locales. You see, we haven't touched locales yet, but locales is something that is just long to talk about. Not long, but can be long because you need different files for different languages. But we'll touch that later on, okay? That is not something that is important at this moment. So which one should you do? What should you do? My answer would be create your own starter theme. And think about the design of this starter theme. Think about how can I make it easy for myself to build a Shopify theme. Okay? But I can be building the components from the start. Now you can just reference it later on. Okay? That is my answer. That is a great question, Farhan Sheikh. Thank you so much for that. And welcome back, I would say. I've heard that you are one of the most active members of this community. Also, Rene, I've heard many good things from my members, from our members. So thank you so much for being part of this community. You are very, very welcomed. Okay, so with all that being said, I believe we are ready to create a new Shopify theme. Should we do that? Should we do that? Okay. So before we begin, we need to go to a directory. We need to open a project directory. We can do that by using mkdir, and let's call this folder themes. Okay. Or WeeklyHow themes. And we can change the current directory to WeeklyHow themes. And then we can finally run the Shopify theme in it. So when you execute this command, it clones the repository of Shopify, the done Shopify theme. So if we execute this command, that will ask for a name. What do you want this Shopify theme to be called? We'll call this, any of you can pick up a name for the Shopify theme. Let's make this live stream more interactive. I believe that makes our live stream more awesome if we do that. Okay. I will give you guys a couple of minutes. So if any of you have a big idea what to call this Shopify theme, this is your moment. Share your ideas. Share your great ideas for the name of the Shopify theme, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do that. Where is the course? Can you share a link? Of course. You can go to https://courses. I believe that is the URL. Okay. So will we use Tailwind CSS for this? Yes, we are. we are going to use Tailwind CSS. And in which niche are we going to create this Shopify theme? Well, that is a great question, Farhan. Um, we have not thought about that. Maybe let's build a Shopify theme for hmm maybe let's build a Shopify theme for a shoe brand. Okay, I mean, to be fair, there are only a couple of niches that we can think about. That can be multi-product store, that can be single product online store, or that can be a marketplace store. Okay, that's just one of the that's just the three niche that we can think about. So if we go with multi-product online store or theme, then we can go with, like, you're right, like clothing stores, gym products, shoe shoe products. Okay, let's go with that. Let's go with multi-product online store, which is very common, to be fair. I believe the previous Shopify theme that Chris developed on his previous live stream were multi-product Shopify theme, because, or no, I think it was more like a meme Shopify theme. I heard it was a Shrek project. Correct me if I'm wrong. I heard it was a Shrek project, which is funny. It was funny. I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed um that series. It was a good it was smart. I'm not sure if he's going to continue that. I'm certain he will continue that, because I don't think he would want to stop that project, that series. So best believe that on Wednesday, once he's back, he will continue that, okay, with a brand new, a fresh start. Because right now I am testing it myself. I am testing the quality of the live stream, and I believe that we are reaching the pinnacle. We are reaching the standard that I expected. Okay? We are doing great with how I present certain topics. We are doing great with questions, answering them, sharing ideas, sharing thoughts, sharing frameworks, libraries. We have this connection that I believe will bring us to success. Okay? And that is something that I want Chris to do on Wednesday. Once he's back from his field work, I will tell him what happened, and I will tell him how you guys performed. And I'm pretty sure he'll be happy to hear this news. And maybe I will promote him. Maybe I will increase his salary depending on the performance, okay? Depending on how he's going to be doing the next live stream. So we'll see about that. Okay, let's enough of that. Let's go and start building the Shopify theme. Thank you for the question, Farhan. Let's do this. Let's do it. Let's open the terminal, and since we are building a shoe online store, multi-product theme, let's call this the the shoe. We'll call that the shoe. And notice now that it is cloning the GitHub repository of Shopify. And if I take a look, dear, we now have the shoe. And if I take a look inside of that, we do have a bunch of files that came from the repository of Shopify. So you can do the same thing. You can build your own starter theme, create a new repository on GitHub, and use that. Okay? How can we clone our own starter theme? I believe there is a flag that we can use, and that is going to be called URL. Though I could be wrong. So let's do Shopify theme clone, and I believe it's hyphen clone URL equals https github.com/ my username, and that's going to be Elizabeth. Okay. Oh no, it's not clone, but it's git init. Sorry. It's supposed to be theme init, not clone. I apologize for that. I do apologize for that. Init. Okay, there we go. Now it's asking for the same name. Okay. Let's call this shoe. And there we go. I was right. It was the clone URL, and you pass the URL of your starter theme. And if you have seen the loading, the generating, it says cloning the theme from the URL from this. Now, if you take a look at that, I believe we have created it in a wrong directory. So now if we do dir, we will see here shoe here. Okay, so let's do cd shoe, and if we do dir once again, we do have the following files that you can find in the repository that we cloned. So if we copy this, open that in a new browser tab, these are the files. Okay, we cloned this using the Shopify theme init command. So this is what you can do. Once you have your starter theme, create your own repository, make it public, and you'll be able to clone this, okay, whenever you want. And that's just what we did. But that's not what we're going to do. We are going to create a Shopify theme from scratch. So what we're going to do is I am going to open this. Not that, but rather in the Explorer. Okay. Where are my files? Just give me a moment. We are going to delete everything. So let me just close my VS Code, because we're going to do it from scratch, okay? We are going to do everything from scratch. That way, we don't need to have those files. Let me clear this, and we can go back to the WeeklyHow themes directory. And this is where we can start building a new directory, and we call it the shoe. Okay, let's change the current directory to that folder, and now we can open this. So code dash dot code dot, and let's just Maximize that, and now we can start building the architecture of a Shopify theme, the structure. What are the folders that we need? Any of you know? Does any of you know the folders that we need to create? We have the templates, we have the assets, we have the sections, the snippets, and so on. I might have forgotten something. I'm pretty sure I have. But those are one of the folders that we need to have. So let's do that. First folder is templates. Second folder is the assets. Third folder is the sections. Next one is snippets. Fifth one, I believe, is config. And the last one, I believe, is locales. I believe that's it. Am I correct? Am I correct? Let's find out. What we can do is we can use Shopify theme check. It's not going to work because we are using PowerShell. We need to go to CMD and do Shopify theme check. That is right. We need the layout. Thank you so much, Farhan, for mentioning that. So if you do Shopify theme check, that will produce nothing. Why? And that is because we don't have anything here. So if we add, for example, theme.liquid here, and if we do it once again, there we go. Now we do have errors, and that is because in the theme.liquid, we don't have the content for header. So you see, this is how we start. We start with a single file, and then we do Shopify theme check to see what are we missing. What are we missing in this file? We can do that step by step, one template, one file at a time. Okay? That is going to help you understand the files that you're working with. So, according to Shopify theme check, we are missing two objects, the content for header and the content for layout. How can we use this? Where do we need to put this? Okay, first of all, since this is a layout file, this is going to be, think about this way. The layout is the root file of your Shopify theme. It's like the index.html of your Shopify theme. If you have a PHP web application, probably you have index.php, right? If you have a Node app, for example, most of the time you will have index.html, where you can find the boilerplate HTML. Okay? So this is what it is for. We need to create that HTML boilerplate. So how can we do that? We can do that by using exclamation and by pressing tab, and that will create this. We have the head and we have the body. Okay? So for the document, what can we put here? Since this is the title tag, we need to use here the title of the online store, right? So we can use the object called shop dot and then the title or the name, shop dot name. I will show you the result of this. If you also want to see the result of this, you can also put that in the body. You'll find the result, okay? You'll find the output. But that's not the only thing that we want, because here in the Shopify theme check, we need to use the content for header and the content for layout. The content for header is the object that will output all of the necessary header files, like the Shopify.js, like the CSS files that you have in the assets folder, like the JS files that you want to import. Okay? We need to use this object, content for header, in the, funnily enough, it's called head tag. So you need to use the content for header inside of the head tag. Let's do that. Just underneath of the title, we can use the content for header. Okay, now we have that. Let's save it. Let's try to execute the theme check once again. There we go. Previously, we do have 2 errors, but now we only have 1 error because we haven't used the content for layout just yet. So now let's do that. Where do we put the content for layout? First of all, what is content for layout? Content for layout object is the object that will display the template content, the content of your template files, the content of your section files. Okay, it's basically this is going to look for anything inside of your templates, depending on the URL of your page, depending on where you are in the online store. So for example, if you have visited the product page of that online store that is using this Shopify theme, then the content for layout object is going to look for the product template. And that product template, that can be a JSON template or a liquid template. That template can be using many assets, many components, many section files. Okay, so the content for layouts is basically going to reference that template file and display whatever's inside of that. So let's use that object just underneath of the shop name. It's okay. We can do the content for layout. Okay, let's save that. And then let's try to do the theme check. There we go. Now we no longer have an error. That's just how easy it is. We finally have the layout. We finally have the theme that layout, that liquid. Okay? Excuse me. Give yourself a round of applause. If you're following this, by the way, you're good start. You're off to a good start. And also, once again, any questions that you have, don't hesitate to share it in the chat. We love to hear from you. We love to share thoughts and answer questions if you have one, okay? Also, I noticed that since the boss is here, I feel like most of you are scared. I hope I don't scare any of you, okay? I'm friendly. Okay? I don't bite. So if you guys have any funny thing to share, don't hesitate to share it with us. I don't bite. I might be intimidating. I might look smart and good, but I'm also childish inside. So if there's something that you want to share that is a bit childish, feel free to do that. We're here to have fun as well, okay? So, we have Excel Craft. Hey boss, thank you for your videos. Thank you so much for watching them. It's not just me, it's also Chris that worked so much on those content. And to be fair, I pay him to do those projects, so in a way, yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for appreciating them. Thank you for enjoying them. If it weren't for any of you, well, if you're not watching them, I don't think we'll be here. I don't think this this opportunity will be here if it weren't because of you. So in a way, it's because of you we are here. In a way, it's because of you that I can pay Chris to do these jobs for me. So you can also give yourself a round of applause for being part of this community. Okay? I do really appreciate from the bottom of my heart all the efforts that you have done to help this community. For liking the video, for subscribing, for the donations, for subscribing to our membership, for joining our Discord server. All of these actions that you did helped our community grow to a certain extent, to a certain growth. Okay? From coding with Canva, salut. Like the outfit, merci. Je sais, mais pas de souci, c'est pas grave. Je sais, je suis B. Oui? Anyway, I'd like to express my great gratitude to all those actions that you have done to this community. Okay, so to any of you who's watching right now, shout out to you. Thank you so much for watching them. And I am honored to be here and, share this time with everyone. It's great. So I look forward to whatever Chris is going to bring to the table. I look forward to him sharing new stuff to the community. And I do hope that all of you feel the same way. We are very excited to bring amazing and entertaining and educational content that not only you will enjoy, but also something that you would share to your friends, to your family, to even your dogs. That is something that you will enjoy. And we are very excited for that day to come. Okay, especially this month. We believe, I emphasize the belief that this month is going to be an amazing month for all of us. Okay? Thank you so much for listening to me. That is my TED Talk. I've been practicing that for quite a lot. I'm happy that it finally shined. Boss, I need content for how to build an app on Shopify. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. You need the content. I'll put that on my list. One sec. You do need content for building, how to build an app on Shopify. Okay, we'll do keep this in mind. But I believe that a couple weeks ago we did have a content regarding Shopify app development. I'm not sure if that were published because I did have this someone, I think it was Chris. Chris brought a document that was written so bad. It was so bad that I felt like it was written by an AI. I ripped it. I threw it. And now I remembered who wrote it. It was Bernard. Bernard wrote that script. And I asked Chris to do the same video to do the same script, and I believe he did well. So I believe it's about App Bridge. I believe it was App Bridge. You'll find that in the YouTube channel WeeklyHow, and yeah, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. You'll find it. No, don't be sorry. It was just a big misunderstanding in the team that, uh, yeah. But anyway, we managed to create a content regarding related to Shopify app development, and I'm pretty sure you should be able to find it in the videos of WeeklyHow. Okay. Do I need to put that in a chat, the URL? Do let me know. I wouldn't mind. I'd love to. From Zed Winner, hi bro, who are you? Not sure if you meant who are you or how are you, but my name is Boss. I am known as Boss, and I am here to try out Shopify theme development. I did try it already. We are building it, but at the moment we are having a break to express so that I can express my gratitude towards every single one of you who's watching right now. Okay? But yes, I'm the boss of WeeklyHow, and I'm here to interact personally with every single one of you because we need that here in the community. We don't want to be a brand that is very detached to the community. You understand? Because there are brands like, I don't want to name names, but there are brands that don't appreciate their community. And that is what I don't want. That's what I don't want to be. WeeklyHow. I don't want WeeklyHow to be something like that. I want WeeklyHow to be a brand that is known to be friendly, close, not close, open to everyone with open arms. And that's what we're doing right now. Okay? But I'm also doing great, if that's what you meant. How are you? We are doing great. We are so excited for this. Thank you for the question. Oh, by the way, how are you as well? How is everyone? I'd love to know that. The one and only boss. There it is. Excel craft, but I meant a Shopify app coding on VS Code. Okay. You want a Shopify app development video, right? So let me just specify that on my note. How to build an app on Shopify with coding on VS Code. And we do have Zed Winner. I changed my name. You changed your name. Who are you before? I hope that's something that you won't find rude, because I don't mean that to be rude. And that is just because it is my first time here. So I don't know much everyone, but I've heard names before. Like Cornell, for example. I've heard his name a couple of times from Chris. I've heard that he is one of the best member of this community. It's quite biased, but that's what I heard. We do have, who else? Renee. Yeah, we did have Renee. We did have Bleached. I think that's the moderator. We did have Punit. We did have Punit. I do remember his name. Chris mentioned that last week. So if you don't mind, please do tell your name and I'll remember that for the next time. Okay? All right. That is my TED Talk. Thank you so much for listening. We can go back to the intermission. We can continue building the Shopify theme. So what did we do? We did create the layout file, the theme.liquid, and we have this. But we still don't know the result of this. Okay? We still don't know the result of this layout file. And maybe that's something that we can do now. Okay? So how can we do that? First, we need to authenticate. That is the next topic that we need to discuss. Because even if you develop a Shopify theme, if you don't know how to connect Shopify CLI to your online store, it's gonna be useless. Developing a Shopify theme will be pointless. Okay? So we need to connect, authenticate Shopify CLI. We'll do that. But first, off topic, what monitor do you use or prefer to use? Monitor, like the screen. Personally speaking, I don't have any preferences when it comes to monitor, but when it comes to resolution, I would say I'd like 4K, a monitor 4K. That is good for watching videos, obviously, watching myself. But if you're talking about brands, not sure brands. Maybe NOC or Samsung or that's it. That's it. Or maybe Apple. I like Apple. They do have a good quality of monitors. But like I said earlier, it's been a while since I touched computer. This is the first time again for like 2 years. 2 years last time I used computer, and now I'm back here. Okay. Thank you for the question. It is a great question, Rene. Thank you so much. Okay, so now we can proceed and authenticate. Okay? We can now authenticate. Let's do Shopify theme login. I believe that is the command that we need to use. The theme login command is not found, so I believe that's not it. No. Or maybe, from what I can remember, is Shopify auth login. Auth login. That's not it. Shopify auth. Log out. Logs you out of Shopify command account, sorry. So how do we log in? We can log in, I believe, by using Shopify theme dev. That should authenticate us. There we go. So we need to use Shopify theme dev to connect and Shopify auth log out to log out. That makes a lot of sense now. So let's do that. Let's log in. That should open a browser window where you can log in. Okay. So let's use my account. And that should say you've successfully logged in to the Shopify CLI. You can now close this or just ignore it. That is fine as well. And we are now logged in. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. What we need to do now is to wait for it, because now what it's going to do is it's going to synchronize the Shopify theme. But I'm expecting to have problems, and that is because we don't have much files. We don't have the config, we don't have locals, we don't have sections, snippets, and templates. So expect to have problems here. Okay? This is taking it's taking time. I'm not sure if this is normal. I have heard stories that this takes longer than expected. But we'll see. Let's wait for it for a little bit. While we're waiting for that, ladies and gentlemen, grab yourself a water and don't forget to hydrate yourself. It is important. it is indeed taking time. So perhaps we need to cancel that and run the same command, Shopify theme dev. A great question from Excelcraft. Boss, what are you charging for themes? If I am going to develop a Shopify theme, personally, if I am going to do that, I will be charging around 1,500 euro to 3,000 euro, depending on the feature that they want. Okay, but mostly an average is 1,800 to 2,000 per Shopify theme. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to hire someone to do that for me. Okay, that is just how business works. So I asked them to pay me 2,000 euro, and then I hire someone from the Philippines, and I paid that 500 euro. I pay him 500 euro, and I get revenue 1,500. That's how I charge. But thanks for the question. We do business here. We do business seriously. That is important. Something that you need to learn from us, from me, is that you need to be one step ahead of your competitors. Because Shopify theme development and customization is a big thing. You need to do things like that, you know? If someone hires you, you need to have a brand that says you are a good developer. Therefore, you need to hire someone to do that for you. Okay, and pay them less. You get the 75% of the revenue, they get 25%. That's just business. And you learn things like that only from me. You don't learn that from Chris. He is a bit stupid, but maybe learn from him. Like life, for example. But business, if you have questions related to business, strategies, how to make money, I am the guy. I thought it would be like 10K for a theme. Like I said, it depends on the feature that we are talking about. If it's just a basic Shopify theme, an average is 2,000, 1.8, around that. But if we're talking about Shopify theme that is for a marketplace, for example, like Amazon type of Shopify theme, then that can go beyond 10K. Okay? It always depends on the feature of the Shopify theme that we're talking about. If there's like apps involved, if you need to develop a certain feature that is not in the Shopify ecosystem, then that can add expense, that can add cost. So yes. How much could you earn as a Shopify developer? That is a great question. So, to the most earnings I've had in the past was around 20K. It's around 20,000. Yeah, I earned around that for a Shopify theme. The reason why I got that amount, and that is because I've developed 3 Shopify apps for them. 3 Shopify apps. Shopify app that is the carousel app that will display an iframe of products. So basically we're building like APIs to fetch the products from that online store, and then we can generate an iframe that can be displayed not just in the online store itself, but also outside of that online store, that can be displayed on your own blogs, for example, on your own websites, for example. So we built that, and that cost $20,000. And I built that myself around 2016. I built that Shopify theme and app. So that is the highest earnings I've had myself. Okay. What is the most charged for a theme? Still depends on the feature, I would say, but you said it yourself. 10K could also happen. 20K can also happen. Depends, like I said. Muniz from Muniz Pirov. I apologize if I mispronounced that incorrectly. Thank you so much for being here. We have new faces here, so welcome. You really are my hero. That is such an amazing message to read. Thank you so much, Pirov, for saying that I am your hero. That is very inspiring and motivating. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being part of this community. I'm happy for you. I'm happy to see you here. From David Frempong. Again, I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Great live stream. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You see, you are the reason why the live stream is great. Without your interaction, without these interactions, without you learning from me, without me sharing my experiences, my life in general, this won't be a great live stream. So you should also pat yourself in the back for making this live stream great. Okay? Could you break down some of the business strategies that you've seen have followed you to be successful? That is a great question. So there are stuff that you need to consider when it comes to building a successful business. First of all, you need to know how to avoid tax. Second of all, you need to hire an accountant. You need to hire someone to deal those stuff for you. Okay? So those are the things that I've seen myself. I've seen with my colleagues, like they've been practicing this for like many centuries, for many years. And that allowed them to build a successful business. Next question, how can I add a link in anchor tag on Marketbase? Can you clarify your question, please? I'm not sure I understood the question properly. How to add a link in anchor tag on Marketbase. I specifically don't understand the Marketbase part of your question. Obviously, you can add an anchor tag with a URL attribute, href attribute, and just pass the URL there. Though I'm not sure what you meant by your question. So feel free to clarify. What about terms of marketing? Okay, that is a great question. This time I will answer them in serious manner. Marketing, when it comes to marketing, there are a couple of things. There are many ways to help your business succeed. One is by organic. Second is by promotion. All right. Back in around 2020, 2019, this is pre-COVID or around COVID times, it was very, very common to promote products through AdWords. Okay. But I don't think that is more, that is very expensive, first of all. So that can affect your cost, and you're now really certain if that will bring revenue with promoting through ads, promotion through content creators. What I meant is contacting content creators on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, and asking them to promote your business. That is very is very costly. The most effective marketing, I would say, is through blogs, through social media, interacting with your community, building a brand organically, not through ads. In a way, it still helps to bring new members of your brand. But personally, I've seen this many, many times in like business. The most effective marketing is through organic, by building proper blogs, by building a community. Okay? That is the best marketing, I would say. We did perform the same marketing strategy here at WeeklyHow. You would see that we have this YouTube channel. We have blogs on our website. That is our marketing strategy. We are building a community that is faithful, that is interactive, and we have a relationship. We build relationship so that whenever we release something good, the community participates with it, interacts with it, and we get revenue through it. I think that is the best marketing strategy. From Zedwinner, I create 4 markets in my store and an anchor tag in product page. So I want to add different link. I create 4 markets in my store and an anchor tag in product page. So I want to add different link in anchor tag on market base. Like when a person open my store in US, add different link in anchor tag. Oh, you want to have a link that is dynamic. I would say you can use meta tags for that. Meta fields to make that work. From Camille Nopio. Wow. I'm not sure what is wow. Is it my bow tie? Is it my suit? Is it my glasses? Is it my forehead? My hair? Wow. Thank you so much for the wow. I do appreciate that. Oh, by the way, I do want to announce, by the way, I'm not sure if you guys have watched from the very beginning, but we are now about to reach 2 hours. But not just that, the most important is that we have finally reached 9,000 subscribers. So give yourself a round of applause for being part of that 9,000. So I want to give a shout out to every single one of you who subscribed to the channel for being part of this milestone. Welcome. Thank you so much. And we are very excited to give you more entertaining, educational content this month. So, congratulations to every single one. Congratulations to us, to me, for this milestone. Thank you so much. We are looking forward to the 10,000 subscribers milestone. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are reaching that milestone pretty soon. So that is very exciting. Okay, okay, okay. How can I add market conditions, market condition on it? Um, well, if you're talking about geographical location condition, well, you can use locales. You can use locales as a reference to change the value of that link. So for example, if the locales that the locale being used by that online store is US, then the value should be this. If the locale is being used as France, then should change it to this value. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but you can take a look at the object. Let me open my browser. I'm not sure. Let me fact check what I'm saying. Liquid. Liquid. Okay, so we do have an object country. Okay, let's go to this. So we do have a country object that maybe can help you with that. So you make conditions if the market is, for example, US. If it is, then use a certain meta field, and that meta field is the URL. Okay, you can do it like that. Not sure if that makes sense to you, but that's how I would approach it. You can also use the ISO code. I believe that also works. You're looking very handsome today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Camille, for the compliment. That is rarely mentioned. I mean, someone mentioned that my necktie is looking great today. But thank you for the compliment. To those compliment, thank you so much. But okay, we can just proceed to our project. I apologize for that. Excuse me. Oh, there you go. By the way, we have finally synchronized our Shopify theme to our online store. So now we can access the local host URL. We can finally access the theme editor and the theme URL. So if we open, for example, this URL, we have the following error. Theme cannot be previewed because it's missing one of the required files, layout theme.liquid as well as the config settings schema.json. And that is the next file that we are going to work with, the config settings schema.json. So let's create that file. So let's go back to VS Code, and in the config folder, create a new file and create the settings underscore schema.json. Okay. And noticed that we do have an error here. It says invalid JSON, unexpected token. The reason why we're getting that is because it's expecting to have a JSON object. Okay. So if we save that, schema must be an array. That's a different error now. Okay. Most of the time when I work with a certain file, and For example, I don't exactly remember how it works. Or for example, I don't know what it is. What I usually do is I use a reference, can be anything. You can go to Shopify dev, the documentation, and look for the settings schema.json file. Usually they have explained it there, where you need to have in that file. Or you can use Shopify theme check as well. Or you can go to the repository of Dawn theme and look for the schema JSON file, settings schema JSON file, and use that as a reference, as an example. Maybe you have missed an object, an array, stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use our reference since personally I don't remember what we need for this file. Before we proceed though, I understand, bro. Thank you so much. By the way, I am Winner Support Channel. Oh, I do remember Chris mentioning your name. So yeah, Winner Support Channel. I think that rings a bell in my head. He mentioned that one time. So no, I don't forget you. I remember. Give me a moment. I do remember you shared something on the Discord server. That's what he said. And you shared screenshots of your project. Is that you? I hope that's you. From Camille, red goes very well with the blue jacket. You are perfect. You see, if you keep complimenting me like that, I am going crazy. If you keep complimenting me like that, I am going to give Chris a raise. I might extend his promotion. I might give him €5 now per month instead of 3. So thank you so much for the compliment. I'll think about promoting him. You see, as a Shopify developer, it is important that you know style. It is important that you know fashion. Otherwise, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking business here. You need to look good in order to present yourself well. You know? You need to be like this. Okay. Love you, bro. Your videos always very helpful for me. Thank you so much for the feedback. Thank you so much for enjoying them. If it weren't for you, if it weren't because of you, we're not gonna be able to produce such content. So it's also thanks to you. Camille, I love your haircut. I'm really gonna promote Chris because of you. I'm really gonna promote Chris. So, okay, I'm gonna take note of this. I might forget. Promote Chris and increase his monthly salary to €5. Okay. Promote Chris and increase. Did you get it? Did you get it? Chris increase. You get it. His monthly salary to €5. That is what I'm about to do tomorrow. I'll be talking to my accountant and I'll ask her to promote promote Chris and increase his salary. Okay, but Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the compliments. I know it's great. Thank you so much. I might do this again. I might come back. The boss might come back. I might do this every month, every week, every Monday. Because all of this that I'm receiving, the compliments, the questions, I might do this every week. But I don't want Chris to lose a job and a responsibility, so I'll think about it. Depends on you guys. Depends. Let's take a poll. Let's take a poll. I'll start a poll. Should boss return next week? Monday. That is your poll. If any of you say, if the votes is yes more than no, I will come back next week. Otherwise, I'll rarely come back. Okay, that's just the point of the poll. I'll come back to that later. Okay, I'll come back to that later. But for now, let's proceed to the Shopify theme development that is this. Okay. Right. So now we have created the setting schema.json. What we're going to do next is to see what we need inside of this file. So let's create a new command prompt and let's do Shopify theme checked. There you go. Now it's asking for a valid JSON object. So incorrect type, expected an array. But what do we need? Do we need to add an object here with a bunch of attributes? We don't know. How can we know? We can go to Shopify Dev documentation and open the themes page and then open the architecture and open the config and the setting schema.json. Here we should find an example. Okay? So according to the documentation, the setting schema.json should follow the following basic format. An array with an object. See, we have not done it correctly. So let's do that. Let's go back to VS Code and it's supposed to be an object, an array of object. And what do we need to have here? We need to put the name, the theme URL, documentation URL, the name of this theme, the support email, the support URL, the version of this theme. Okay? So let's do this one step at a time. So the first is the name. This is going to be the name of the Shopify theme. But notice that there's another one. There's the theme name. What is the difference between these two? Personally, I don't know. So let's take a look at what we have here. So the attribute name apparently is the value, the must be theme info. Okay? The value of this attribute must be theme info. So it doesn't need to be the name of the theme, it needs to be theme info. It's supposed to be like this. Okay? And next one is the theme name. The theme name is the name of your Shopify theme. See, I learned new things. Apparently, the name attribute should have a theme underscore info. The theme name is the name of your Shopify theme. So let's call this T-Shoe. And now next one is the theme author. This is gonna be either the brand of your the name of your brand or your name. It can be my name, Bernard Polidario, or WeeklyHow. Okay, I'd like to call it WeeklyHow because you are part of this project. The community is part of this project. So WeeklyHow and the community. Let's do it that way. Okay. What is the next one? The next is the documentation URL. This can be the URL of your website. So weeklyhow.com/contact. Just like that. Next one is the support email. That's going to be contact@weeklyhow.com. Okay. And then next one is the support URL. It's gonna be the same thing. We can do HTTP contact like that. Excuse me. I did see a question from Camille. Why are you in the kitchen? Well, to be fair, I am not in the kitchen. I am in the office area of WeeklyHow. This is not my office. This is Chris's office that I'm just using for now because I want to do the live stream here. This is his computer. This is his workstation. This is not mine. I gave this computer, I gave this setup to him as a gift because he's been doing a great job. Okay? But normally my office is in the other floor, downstairs. Okay. That's a great question though. Thank you so much, Camille, for the question. Okay, so we're almost done with the setting schema. I believe the last one is the theme version. So since this is a new Shopify theme, most of the time you would call this 1.0.0. We do have the major version, the minor version, and the minor version. Okay? So let's save that. And finally, we can do Shopify theme check once again. And we still have another error. So what is the error? Matches a schema that is not allowed. Did we miss a comma, name, comma, 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 comma? Did I miss something? Do I need another comma here? I don't think so. Do I need a comma here? I don't think so. What is the error? Required team support email. All of the above attributes are required. However, you need to specify only team support. Okay, not both. So we need, see, this is why you need to keep reading documentation. There are times that you will miss things and the theme check is not going to mention that. The errors are going to be very, very unspecific. They're not going to be very specific with errors. So when you get this, it's always a good idea to read the documentation and get the idea from there why it is causing a problem. So the problem is that the theme support email and the theme support URL is in the same object. So we can't use this two. We just need one, okay? So we'll get rid of the theme support URL and just leave the theme support email. So now if we save this and if we do the Shopify theme check once again, finally we don't have errors. So now if we go back to the localhost URL and reload, we can finally access the Shopify app, the Shopify online store, sorry. Bleached, hello boss. I'm sorry I got late because of work. So what are we doing today? You see, Bleached, I've heard so many stories from Chris about you and your performance, and I want to say thank you for personally. It's going to be a personal message from the boss. Bleach, I want to thank you personally for the great work that you have done to this community, for managing, for moderating the community. Thank you so much. You don't have to say sorry for missing, for being late. It is okay. So no pressure at all. I do hope that Chris is not pressuring you. I do hope that he's treating you well, because that's what we want, okay? We want to treat you good. So what are we doing today? Well, that's a great question, because as a boss, I need to learn how everything works, how this whole thing works. I have not done any Shopify theme development myself like 2 years for like 2 years. I did like around 2016, 2017, but I haven't touched that since. I also don't know how to live stream. So doing this myself will help me understand how he feels. And I'll be able to guide him how to do better. Okay? For the 2 hours that we've been here, it was great. Everything was good. Everything was good. The questions, the interactions, the love, the compliments that I get regarding my suit, my hair, my face, it was great. So that is something I want to share with Chris tomorrow when he comes back. Where is Bernard, by the way? Oh, Bernard, another employee of mine. Well, he was. I'm at the very edge, to be honest. I talked to him a couple of weeks ago before I left to Paris, and his work has been very, very bad, because I do remember the work that he did for the app bridge video, and oh boy, let me tell you, the content that he wrote sounded more like it was generated by AI. So it was very, very bad, and I had to ask Chris to do the job for him. And I was very impressed by how Chris did the app bridge video. So about Bernard, I don't know, but I'm gonna be talking to HR regarding that, and we'll see if he gets replaced or if he gets to get a break to be a better employee to WeeklyHow. It was good. It was good. It was good, but it was rewritten, rewrote by Chris. So I'll give credits to Chris for working on it. Yeah. But thank you to you, Bleach, for moderating this entire thing. We're gonna go back to the results that we have here, and I don't remember the password. I don't remember the password. So what we can do usually when you get this screen is you can either log in here or you can get the password. Okay. But let's just click log in and then open the settings, not settings, but the online store and the preferences. And if we scroll down, we should find here the password. And then we can go back to the local host by opening the URL here and pasting the password here. And now we will get this 404 not found. The reason why we're getting this 404 not found, and that is because the layout, the template, the layout that Liquid, sorry, the theme that Liquid can't find a layout because there's no template. Let me rephrase what I just said. The content for layout object from theme.liquid layout file can't find a template file. Since we are in the route, the index, there's no index here. So it's not going to display anything. It's just going to display 404 not found because there's no such template. So that's what we're going to create next. We're going to create a new file, and that's going to be index.liquid. We're going to JSON templates later on. But let me just show you what we need to do here. So index.liquid, now we have index.liquid. We can go back to the online store, refresh the page, voila. We finally have the WeeklyHow live coding session value that was output by the shop name object. Okay? And you can do whatever now here. So hello world, save it, and you should find here hello world. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have finally started building the root layout file. Okay? We have finally created this. We have a good starting point. Shout out to Camille Nopio for the tip. Thank you so much for the $1 tip. I will make sure that this $1 will reach Chris. He definitely needs it. Am I right, Bleached? Am I right? I'm pretty sure he needs it. That will reach Chris. I'll let him know about this donation. He's gonna enjoy it. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna spend it on girls. Knowing him. But thank you for the donation. Thank you for the tip, Camille. You are I can't find the right word to compliment you. You're just amazing. You are doing so much to this community, to Chris specifically. This $1 will definitely help him be a better employee. Does he even get girls from Bleach? Well, to be fair, I seen him last time. And he was talking to this cute girl. I guess he gets girls. I don't know what they're talking about. I'm not a stalker, but looks like he gets girls. So there you have it. What kind of water are you drinking? This is not a sponsor, but I'm drinking Evian water. It's a mineral water. That's just it. It keeps me hydrated. And I like it when it's cold. Okay. I'm just a normal guy. At this point, you are not, because you are helping Chris. You are special at this point in this community. I do remember there's one member who is very active. Let me remember the name. I do remember his name is, it starts with corn. I think he's a corn guy. Any of you know him? Corn? Oh, there it is, Cornell. Yeah. He's one of the most amazing guy that we have here in this community. I do remember Chris mentioning that he donated 100 euros, more than 100 euros, and yeah, it made Chris very happy. So you're one of those now, Camille. So thank you for donating. Very nice signet ring, by the way. I got two, but I'm wearing it on pinky. This one right here? Yeah, I'm married, so I'm married to Mrs. Boss. And you'll see her. You'll see her soon. You'll see her soon. I heard that she doesn't like to be on a camera, but I'll ask her one day. There's gonna be one in one of the videos soon. You like her. You will like her. She's great. And I married her. When was it? Almost 10 years ago now. I was 24 when I met her, and we got married a year later when I was 25, and now I am 35. So yeah, we were married for 10 years. So yeah, she's currently in. Let me double check my messages because I don't remember where she is. Um. Oh yeah. She is currently in Ukraine for one night to meet business partners, and tomorrow she will go to London tomorrow. She will go to London tomorrow and talk to business. She has her own company, so she's busy most of the time. That kind of, I mean, I trust her. I love her, of course, but sometimes I feel like I'm being, you know, neglected. But in a way, it doesn't matter at this point because I have WeeklyHow as well, so I can understand her stand in this situation. We're both business into business. That is correct, Bleach. Trust is needed in a healthy relationship. That is good that you know that. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Camille. Okay, enough of my personal life. We'll get back to it later on. Yeah, let's go back to Shopify theme development. Mr. Boss, can you talk to Bernard about my raise? He hasn't been paying me well. Bernard, like I said, Bernard hasn't been performing well. I know that. I was aware of that. But I didn't know you are Bernard is your manager. I didn't know that. He hasn't been paying you well. I don't know you are being paid. I don't remember you are paid at all. Uh, I don't know if you're being compensated with this whole moderating thing, but I'll talk to the HR about this whole Discord moderating. Bernard is the. What are you talking about? I am Bernard. I am Bernard. Am I Bernard? I am the boss. Wait, hold on. I'm getting. I need to see my doctor today. You're confusing me now. Bernard is another employee of mine, okay? I am the boss. The boss, okay? The boss. The owner of WeeklyHow is the boss. That's me. Bernard is another employee of mine that was lacking, that is not doing well at his job. Okay? That's just one of the things that we need to clear up, okay? Boss, Bernard, not the same. Okay, let's do this. Let's go back to the online store. Now we have the content for layout. That is good. We can finally start installing. Tailwind CSS. Okay, we can finally start doing that. And that's where we're gonna end this. Okay, we're gonna continue this next week because I noticed that the poll says yes. So looks like I will be going back. I will be going back next week for this. Okay? So thank you so much for the votes. I'll be going back next week. One and only boss. So with that being said, let's start installing Tailwind CSS. And if you guys are excited for that, because that means that we are dealing now with designing. So let's do npx, not npx, npm install hyphen uppercase D Tailwind CSS. Okay. And that should create the package.json as well as package lock.json. And we should have node modules here that we need to make sure that is ignored. Because if we go to the node and the Shopify CLI, you will see here an error, 2 errors, the package.json and package lock.json. And we need to make sure that these are ignored. So we need to create a new file here in the root folder, and it's going to be called Shopify ignore. And in this file, we need to ignore the package.json as well as the package lock.json. And we also need to ignore the node underscore modules. Okay. So now, if we try to rerun Shopify theme dev, these 2 errors is going to disappear. It's going to disappear. They're not going to be there anymore because they are now ignored by the Shopify. Okay, Shopify theme. Next file that we're going to create is the git ignore. Because if we're going to create a new git repository, we want to ignore these node modules. Okay, so create a new file, and this is going to be called git ignore. And the directories that we need to ignore is the node modules. Okay, so if we save that, this folder should be ignored if we create a new git project. So if we try to do git init to start a new git project, this node modules will be ignored. But we're not going to do that today, okay? We're not going to do that. We're going to do that next time, next week, okay? There we go. Okay, wow. One of you viewers voted no. One of you voted no. Do you know what that means? That means one of you don't want to see me anymore. One of you don't want to see me. Am I that bad? Am I that bad when it comes to this? Is Chris better than me? Is that what it means? What do you mean by no? You know what? I should change the poll. It's not supposed to be yes, no. It's supposed to be yes, yes. But no. I will ignore the no. No. Yes, still winning. 80% of you wants me to go back. So, that's it. That's it. That is final. Exactly, Rene. Exactly. No bueno. No bueno. because of this one guy. No bueno. Thank you, Camille, for another compliment. I'm one and only, the best boss of WeeklyHow. Everyone knows that. I'm not sure if I read the message from your donation, Camille. I love your content. You are the best. I apologize if I missed that. Thank you so much for the tip again and for the message. Whoever said no to that poll, I'm gonna ban you. I'm gonna ban you. If I find out who you are, I swear I'll ban you. I see you. Let's go back. Let's go back. Boss, I would like to tell you that I would be moderating the stream for the next few streams because I'm going for a trip, and that is the reason why you're not getting. This is the reason why you're not getting paid, because you're going on a trip. But no, we're joking. It's fine. Take a break. It's fine. I did have a nice trip as well last week. I went to Paris. I went to Paris last week, and it was great. A lot of wines, a lot of cheese, a lot of those things. You know, it was great. I ate a lot of seafood. So take a break. Enjoy your trip. That's you deserve it. After all the hard work you've been doing, you deserve that. So congratulations. Enjoy that time. Enjoy that moment. It's all for you. We'll be seeing you when you come back, fresh and ready. Okay? Good luck with that. Now we have created the Git ignore, the Shopify ignore. Most of the time that should be good. That should be already good enough. So we'll just close that now. And we can finally continue and set up our Tailwind CSS project. So the next thing that we're going to do is to create a new folder. And that's going to be the source for Tailwind CSS file. So src, create a new file and call it tailwind.css. And here you're going to use 3 directives. Tailwind, and should be components. I don't remember the components. This is why we need the documentation. So tailwind.css. And let's go to the docs. Okay, so we need to use the npx tailwind CSS init. So let's go back here in the terminal and run the npx tailwind CSS init. That should create files like the tailwind config. From Rene, I went to Barcelona and Paris in 2019. I want to go back. I'm telling you, Rene, it is great. I haven't been to Barcelona, but I will. This year, I will try. But yeah, Paris, great. Good city. It was a good weather as well. So I enjoyed my time there. See my friends, my colleagues, business owners, CEOs that I'm close with. Yeah, good time in there in Paris. It's a good city. So yeah, hope you come back there. I'll come back once again there. Okay, so now we have executed the Tailwind CSS init, and it created a new file called tailwindconfig.js. And this is where you'll be adding the folders. Okay? So we're gonna need to put here the assets folder, the config, the layout, the locals, the sections, snippets, and the templates. So we need to add here the assets. We need to add here the layout. we need to add here the sections. We need to add here the snippets. We need to add here the templates. And the templates, because I think we forgot the customer. So templates / customer. Okay. And also we need to make sure that we are using the following asterisk, because we need to reference the files inside of this directories, because we want that for anything that changes inside of this folder, we want to scan it. We want to see everything that is happening in these directories. So if the file in the layout folder changed, if there's a class being used there, we want to make sure that is included. So we need to do it like so and like so. Okay. Now I'm not exactly sure if what I'm doing here is right. This is one of the reasons why you need to use a reference. Okay. Okay, so I think I did it wrong. Instead of customer, maybe we can just do 2 asterisks, like so. And then we need to make sure that it starts with current directory dot, there you go, like that. Like so. Okay, so that should be good. So let's save the tailwind config.js. Once again, if you're not sure what it does, it's basically we want to tell tailwind CLI that all the files in these directories will be scanned by the tailwind CSS CLI. If there's a class in the files inside of these directories used, then we want that to be added to the final CSS file that's being generated by the CLI. Okay, let me show you what I meant by that. But first, we need to set up the tailwind.css source file. So we need to use the following directives: tailwind, base, components, and utilities. So we can just copy this and paste it here. And that should be it. We should be able to use that file using the npx tailwind css, and we need to use the flag input and the flag output and the watch flag. Okay. But for the input, we want to use the file inside of the src folder and the file tailwind.css. Okay, so let's do current directory, the src folder, and the file tailwind.css. And for the output, this is the flag where you need to specify which folder you want this file generated by the tailwind CSS CLI, where it's going to go. Okay, so I want the file to be sent the assets folder, and I want that file to be called theme.css. So we'll call the, not src, but assets, and then we'll call this file theme.css. Okay, so once again, npx tailwind css, the input flag, and we need to reference the file inside of the src tailwind css that uses the following directive, and we need to send the output to this directory and name it theme.css. Okay, and we want to use the watch flag. That is because we don't want to execute this command over and over again whenever we do changes. You can, but that takes efforts, and you don't want to do that. You want to avoid making so much effort. So we'll just use the watch flag so we don't have to rerun the same command over and over. There we go. So we can now see that we are getting this error. You can just ignore that. But we see that it's rebuilding something. And now we have here the theme.css. But also notice that it's saying no utility class were detected in your source file. Okay, that is because our index.liquid, our theme.liquid is not using anything. But if we say, for example, use a class here and use, for example, BG green 200, just an example. If we save that, notice that it rebuilt the Tailwind CSS file. And if we go back to theme.css, and if we scroll all the way down, you will find here the BG green 200 that we just used. Okay? So there you have it. And now if we go back to our local host, if we reload that, it is not working. But if we open the inspect, we see that we have here the BG green 200, but it's not working. We don't see that background color. You know why? Because we have not used the theme.css file just yet. But we are seeing errors here. We can just ignore that. That is more like Shopify errors. But the reason why there's no background green, and that's because we need to use the theme.css here in the head, okay? So what we can do is we can use a filter. So we're going to reference the file theme.css, and we want to use the asset URL, and then the filter style sheet tag, okay? So basically what's happening here is we are looking for this file called theme.css, and we want to use the filter asset URL, so it becomes a URL. It becomes a Shopify asset URL, and we want to pass this URL created by asset URL to the style sheet tag. Okay? If you want to see the step-by-step of this, what we can do is we can copy this, put it here, get rid of the style tag, and just output the value of asset URL. Okay? So if we save that, notice that now its background is color green, and this is the value of the asset URL. Now we can access the theme.css with a version that I'm not gonna read. Okay, so there you have it. We have finally installed Tailwind CSS, and we are now using the file using asset URL tag. And basically this value here will be passed to the style sheet tag, and this style sheet tag is going to look for that file, and it's going to output a linked HTML tag with the URL passed by asset URL. Okay, so that's pretty much how to install Tailwind CSS and how to use the file generated by Tailwind CLI. There you have it, folks. I'm about to end the stream right here. We have reached 3 hours already, which came very, very fast, and I did not expect that to be this quick, but I sure hope that you guys have enjoyed this live stream. So to any of you who joined, to Camille who donated, tipped $1, which is going to reach Chris. Thank you so much. From Aero TK, are you making custom themes or themes for Shopify store? We are building a custom theme from scratch. We're building themes, basically. The reason why I just wanted to do it myself and to expose myself to this live stream type of content that Chris started. And yeah, I'm having fun. By the looks of it, with the vote, I noticed that 6 people voted for yes and 1 people voted for no. And I'm going to look for that one person. So that being said, I'll be coming back next week. Okay? I will be coming back next week and greet you with another live stream that is going to continue the Shopify theme project that we started. Okay? So I hope you guys enjoy this. Thank you so much if you have. A question. Do you usually use Tailwind for Shopify themes? That is a great question. Uh, I'm not sure what others are doing, but personally, I do use Tailwind CSS. Yes, for Shopify themes, since that is more flexible with styling and easy to manage, I would say. Yeah, so yes, I like to use Tailwind CSS for that reason. Lupin, hi mate. How can I use how I can use custom local fonts? Well, that is a great question, and that is something that I believe has been covered in the previous live stream. I'm not sure if it has been, but if you want to use custom local fonts, then you need to refer to the documentation of Shopify. I believe they do have tutorials for that. Yeah, I can't personally remember it myself because, like I said, it has been a while since my last Shopify theme. That's why we're doing this live stream, so I get to remember everything. Okay? But there should be a filter for that. There should be a tag for creating custom local fonts. Otherwise, if you can't use Liquid, you can simply install local fonts by putting the fonts in the assets folder and just refer to it using asset URL and just attach it in the link tag. Yeah. That's how I remember. That's how I think it should uh, be. I could be wrong. Like I said, it's been a while since my last development. Thank you for the great, great question. Oh, there you have it. We have 8 votes now. That says 7 out of 8 want me to come back next week. So thank you so much for that. And 1 vote that says no. Whoever you are, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Okay? I'm coming. But anyway, guys, ladies and gentlemen, this is the boss. Thank you so much for the great welcome. And I did have a good time from the bottom of my single heart. I want to say thank you for the great welcome and for having fun with me. I mean that. I'm sorry if you answered my previous question about what monitor do you use, what monitor do you prefer. I did have answer it. Yes. I did have answer it. So to repeat the answer, I said that I prefer, not prefer, but more likely I use monitor that are not 4K with high resolution monitor. It's good for like watching myself, or for like having meetings, video calls with people. It's great because it's big and you get to see yourself clearer. So I prefer that. But for brands, I don't have a specific preference, but I like the one from NOC and the one from Samsung. That's all the brand I know that is making monitors. Boss, you look like a video game character from Valorant. I don't know what game that is. The last time I played game was like 20 years ago. So I don't know what that is. But thank you. I would take that as a compliment. Thanks, boss, from Monis. Sorry, my glasses are blurry. Monis Pirov. Thank you so much. Aero TK. I don't know, is it for everyone? Your mic volume is a bit low. Is it? I do hope that my volume was well. I checked it myself. I checked it before I started streaming, and I know that my volume is correct. But if you can't hear me, I apologize. But I know I was heard because the rest of the members have understood what I was saying. Thanks for this content. It was great live. Thank you so much, Rene. I had fun as well. So the boss will come back next week. For the next live stream, I will ask Chris to take over. So on Wednesday, Chris will be here. Will be back. He won't be in the field work. So I will talk about him. I will talk with him about what happened today, how awesome you guys are. I will mention the donation from Camille, and I will make sure that $1 will reach him. He needs it. He definitely needs it. So once again, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you so much for the great time. All right, guys. I will see you next time. I don't know how to end this stream, but thank you. Thank you so much for the great time. My favorite video is your last video, how to get started with Shopify app. Thank you for this. Thank you so much for enjoying them, Muniz. There will be more videos to come. And I will do a cameo every single time because that is just my job. Okay. I have to end this now. Once again, shout out to every single one of you for joining. I love you all. Spread love, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
먼지투성이 hands are trembling right now, right now. Deep blue water sea, afraid of jumping in right now, right now. 한 발을 내밀었어, 걱정이 많이 있어. It's a bit of love, yeah. It's a little tough, yeah. 담배를 물고 있어. 생각이 너무 깊어. Wow, it's looking too deep. It's a little rough, yeah. Overthinking if I belong.